in, Gwendolyn. You can set those on the nightstand.
Grandma said to take 3 spoonfuls of each.
I'll get to those. No need to fuss over me. Now let's talk about far more important issues, like that fencing tournament. I hear you're competing.
Well, I signed up, but I'm not so sure anymore.
Nonsense. If it's Scott you're worried about, he's no bother. After all, I only learned that you entered after he complained about it all morning. Threatened, I'm guessing. There are many ways to win a duel. I, for one, have always been fond of...
And welcome back. If I sound different, it's because I switched out my microphone to something else. I switched back to my old blue snowball. Hopefully, that comes across far better. Unfortunately, this is also post-commentary instead of live, due to technical difficulties, but maybe I'll switch back to live eventually. But for now, this works. So, an act of kindness, even in victory, is typically what I would normally choose. But I think, in context to what Gwendolyn truly needs, a deft maneuver is what's needed.
Precision through practice and a deft maneuver or two. Train harder and follow your instincts. Speaking of, that reminds me of a story. One I know you haven't heard before. When I was a much younger lad, before I was a knight, before I'd been to Daventry, and even before I had seen a dragon. It's a tale about a tournament that changed my life. It is a long story, but I shall tell it briefly.
Well, Triumph, this looks as good a place as any to camp for the night. Let's rest up. We have a big day tomorrow.
Why, hello, Josh Keaton. You're one of my favorite voice actors, and I think you do an excellent job as young Squire Grant here. Josh Keaton is a very proficient voice actor. He's done Spider-Man, he's done King Anduin Rin from World of Warcraft, he's done Takashi Shirogane from the Voltron reboot, and he does a great job here as young Graham. Also, this is yet another example of King Sweats having slapstick. Exaggerated slapstick, but slapstick nonetheless.
After gracefully rappelling down the cliff, I welcomed the sight of an actual road, the first sign of civilization.
Christopher Lloyd voices old King Graham, and Maggie Jones voices Gwendolyn, by the way. Yes, that Christopher Lloyd. As in Judge Doom, Christopher Lloyd. As in Doc Brown from Back to the Future, Christopher Lloyd. So that's pretty darn cool.
Daventry was just a few miles to the east. I'd read all about its wonders in my travel books. I couldn't wait to check out its famous, fantastical floating island.
And yet another change, a rather big one. Classic Graham grew up in Daventry. Reboot Graham didn't. He's a foreigner. Oh, that was a long fall.
Grandpa, you can't leave Triumph.
Don't worry, Triumph can fend for himself. We've been through our share of sticky situations, but he always comes around when I need him most. After all that graceful rappelling, I was certainly not headed back that way.
No, we need to get our buddy back. We need our mount to maneuver the world. At least a little bit easier, right?
As I was saying, I followed the road to the east and headed to the night tournament.
No, we need our friend.
East.
I defy you, old man.
suddenly, a gust of wind pushed me down the road, and I headed east.
You can only defy Graham's narrative every so often, because he will railroad you. What's this over here? A parade? Ooh. You seem confident and sure of yourself. You seem stoic and serious. You are brave enough to just not even have a bridle. And the smallest of the pack, the runt at the end, of course.
Hey! Over here!
I could have sworn the parade of hopeful knights was scheduled for the next day. I should have been with them, marching with triumph. It seemed my first few minutes in Daventry were off to a terrible start.
So, how did you catch up with them?
Very relatable, young Graham. I like it.
That odd horn seemed to be missing some sort of mouthpiece. The horn was broken, but that didn't stop me from blowing on it. Realizing a lot of people probably put their mouth on that horn, I was disgusted. I slowly backed away and never blew that horn again.
Very funny, Graham. Very, very funny. I have no idea what's causing that bug to have Graham do that. That happened in my test run too, and I don't know what causes it, because I've never seen it before.
Truth is, I didn't care about the germs. It was fun.
I'm doing it multiple times both to get different dialogue and because you get an achievement for this eventually.
I got tired of blowing that horn and continued my journey. Okay, that's a lie. I blew on it one more time. It just made me feel good on the inside. All right, I'm not ashamed. I blew on that germ-ridden, broken horn more times than I will ever admit. There's no need to even comment on it anymore.
Tracks leading off that way, it seems. And a broken down tree. And more. Oh my goodness, who is spoiling this beautiful forest? How dare they? Such beauty, marred by such destruction.
Strange tracks blazed a trail through the forest.
Oh, that's so pretty. Look at the little pond waterfall. It's so beautiful. This game is gorgeous. Someday, lad, all this will be yours. We're definitely in the Great Mountains. And I feel like this is a subtle King's Quest III reference. Because there's a shot very similar near the end of the game that looks very similar to this. Not exact, but it's close. Huh.
I wondered what those birds needed a toolbox for. Shame. The only tool left seemed to be a small hatchet. And no, Gwendolyn, before you start asking me thousands of questions about that hatchet,
I did not go around using it on everything. That's one of my favorite lines from Graham. It's great. And we will use that hatchet on everything, in defiance of him.
That wheel seemed freshly broken.
Interesting.
The wheel was already broken. No sense rubbing it in.
Fair enough. Ah, so you're the person behind all this destruction. Shame on you. What do you have to say for yourself?
Stand back, you dirty thieves! Wah!
Hi, Tom
It's just a
Kenny.
Don't know where he's from, but it must be hard to pronounce. You know, you should never sneak up on a guy in a dangerous place like... Oh! What's wrong with your foot? Probably stepped on a spiniferous thornweed. Don't worry, I got just the fix for that. Tell me, is it more of a... Ow! Or a... Oh! Either way, the Merchant of Miracles has got you covered. But it'll cost you. I've risked my neck to forage the most rare, miraculous, mysterious, and oftentimes delicious ingredients. Ah, here it is. I massage this into my skin twice a day, and just look at my little biscuits. Well, now that I've mulled it over, you'd better not. It might stunt your growth. Ooh, such exquisite material. Hey. I knew you weren't from around here. Well, you best get going. Nobody likes a late night. Oh, wait. You're stuck here with me. Every bridge in is out, and my shortcut had a few shortcomings. I swear that rock leaped straight out of the water. Now I'm stuck here with no wheel, a lost toolbox, and Mr. Fancy Cakes. Say, I'll bet a fine, strapping young man like you could help me fix up this wheel. Yep, you help me fix my chariot, and I'll give you a lift to the tournament. Hopefully no one else notices your horrible lack of punctuality. Oh, how rude. Do you have any questions for me?
I think we got this.
Nope.
Yes, that is indeed Tom Kenny voicing the Merchant of Miracles here.
Hang on to those, boy. I'd like to earn your money honestly.
Yes, they got the voice of SpongeBob SquarePants, or the Mayor of Townsville from Powerpuff Girls, if you're more so a fan of that, into this game.
What? What happened to the rest of my tools? My wheel mending kit was in that toolbox. You expect me to fix this wheel with only a hatchet? Hatchets are for destroying, not for fixing. What kind of game are you playing here, boy? Oh, I know. Maybe I could use this blade to chisel a wheel out of driftwood. Or perhaps I could cut down a rubber tree plant and weave myself a wheel. You are not going to last 3 seconds in that tournament with that kind of stupid dream logic. Tell you what, you can keep my hatchet, but please bring me a real solution. You know, like a wheel, big, round, rolling, a wheel that goes here, like those.
Goats.
Oh, can I pet your goats?
Stay away from my majestic unicorns.
Oh, I'm sorry. Unicorns.
Unicorns? Isn't that a bit of string right there?
I said back away. Seriously, my boy, they aren't gonna pull this chariot without a wheel. I know. They're the most majestic creatures in the world. Mr. Fancy Cakes, I saw that look in your eye. Don't you dare touch my unicorns. They're for looking only. No, Mr. Fancy Cakes, you cannot eat his cape. I know. I wish we weren't returning here at this time of year, too.
Why? What's wrong with fall?
They haven't figured out eye transplants for unicorns yet, Mr. Fancy Cakes. Did you eat my retainer again? Okay. Have a nibble of cape.
Hey, Mom, maybe that cave.
Oh, Mr. Fancy Cakes, you were always my favorite. Other one, well, you keep doing you. Mr. Fancy Cakes, can you tell Two Eyes to stop chewing so loudly? Hey, other one, are you sure you deserve to be a unicorn? Your heart just doesn't seem to be in this.
Well, maybe it would be if you weren't so rude.
Other one, I know we're stuck here, but it doesn't mean you have to make our air quality inhospitable.
With how he's being treated, maybe you kind of deserve it. So pretty. Ah, what's over here?
What? Huh? How did I get onto this? We are not supposed to be in this part of the story yet.
Where did that river lead to?
That is a story for another day.
Yes, maybe we will get back to that later. But not right now. This is what we call foreshadowing, Gwendolyn.
My unicorns have little use for such material things. I, on the other hand, am happy to earn your life savings.
Fair enough.
Get that blade away from my unicorns. I'm warning you.
It's probably fine.
Hey, stop it! Those unicorns may look cute and cuddly, but they are ferocious fighters when provoked.
Haha, sure.
You do that one more time and I won't be able to quell Mr. Fancy Cake's vehement temper.
What's he gonna do? Nibble me to death?
Hey!
Oh,
How did his cape taste, Mr. Fancy Cakes?
apparently so. You get the achievement, by the way.
Perhaps there was a wheel on the other side of that river. Too bad I couldn't swim.
How did you get across that river?
Oh, that's another big change from a classic counterpart. Canonically speaking, in the classic series, Graham could very much swim. In fact, he was very good at it. At least in the shoes, anyway. This version of Graham can't. Rather interesting.
That missing wheel had me stumped. I had to go out on a limb to get past the root of the problem.
Grandpa, your infamous puns are not my favorite.
What's the matter? You don't like the timbre of my voice? You'll warm up to the puns.
These are terrible.
Nonsense! Timbre of my voice is a wonderful pun. Eyes in the dark. Not good. Ooh.
Here, kitty, kitty. Not a kitty, not a kitty!
Oh, here we go. No! I did not use the hatchet to skin that growling animal.
The first of many objections from Graham about that hatchet. Can we just talk about this shot? It's gorgeous, the way that it's framed. Right between those two cliffs with the ominous well, like, right ahead. It's beautiful, and I always love taking a picture of it every single time I pass by this scene.
An overgrown patch of spiniferous thorn weeds obstructed a path to the water well.
The well with the ginormous dragon in it?
Perhaps.
Onward to adventure. Oh dear, oh dear. Ooh!
Why would you walk into a patch of spiniferous thornweeds?
Well, I didn't. I thought about it for a while, though. I was thirsty.
Let's not do that again. Or at least, don't just walk into a hazard like that.
I tried to chop down those thornweeds, but my tiny hatchet was ineffective. I would need a bigger, sharper blade.
Fair point. Hatchet's already probably pretty dull from chopping down a tree already, so... Seems we've reached a town of some kind. Ah. Door's closed. And locked! Well, that's not very friendly, now is it?
And then you chopped down that door, found a wheel, and headed for the tournament.
No, Gwendolyn. Just because I had a hatchet didn't mean I went around using it on everything. It's not that type of story. The town square was eerily quiet. Was I the only person in Daventry not at the parade?
There we go. Now we can walk freely. I'm sure nothing of any consequence will happen if we do this. And welcome to the town of Daventry, a sort of hub area where all Virtued Pass meets.
Like me, this little tree was new in town and needed some time to grow and find its way. What? Too sappy?
I have nothing to say.
You'll warm up to it.
I love this little tree. I love what it symbolizes. You know, Graham's development here in Daventry and all that. It's a very nice touch. It's good symbolism.
And then you took out your hatchet and chopped that baby tree to bits.
No. Bad idea. I wished I had some marshmallows.
Only you, Graham, would think to use a blacksmith's forge as a campfire. Well, we could go into the shops first, but let's try entering town. Oh, that's why we can't leave.
Hello, could I squeeze by you gents?
No, we are here to guard the town entrance and keep out any riffraff whilst everyone is watching the parade. If we were to leave, rapscallions would run amok in the empty shops.
Back away, boy. We're on the lookout for intruders.
Stop being useless and help us watch for thieves.
Step aside.
Step back.
You cut?
No cutting.
Bribes don't work on us. Sorry.
Aw, he looks so disappointed. I've never noticed that before. Anyway, first shop, the blacksmith.
Looked like a blacksmith shop of sorts.
And I love this theme for the blacksmith. It's very simple, but very nice. Invokes strength, I'd say. I'll let you guys have a listen. It's a beautiful, beautiful theme. And what makes it even cooler is the fact of there is in the files of this game that Rudy from Sierra Chest has managed to extract that there's actually a version of the town theme that you can hear outside that's done with the blacksmith shop's instruments, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Go check out Rudy at Sierra Chest. Go check out that site. It's got a lot of very, very good Sierra information.
And there was a metal pan to collect coins.
Yes.
And then you scooped up all the weapons, right? Right?
No, Gwendolyn, I didn't. I was looking for a wheel, not a fight.
Well, I think we might have found something. I personally think that taking this particular wheel is the best option. I like this option for a number of reasons. I feel like it's a double reference. I feel like it's good to show off consequences.
Big, round, that should do the trick.
And I think the merchant likes it the best, too. When I say it's a double reference, I mean in context to King's Quest V and King's Quest VII. In King's Quest V, in the town of Serenia, there's actually a man with a broken wagon that has a broken wheel that Graham can interact with. You can't help him, but the fact that he's there is rather interesting. And just shows that Graham by King's Quest V is a very nice guy. The fact he's willing to help out a complete stranger to him. I don't know, it's a nice little touch. As for the King's Quest VII reference, there's actually a puzzle early on in the game in order to reach a certain area.
That is
where
delicious.
Lovely. Where you have to reach a certain area, but it's being blocked by a troll. There's actually a cart nearby, one that's broken and actually missing a wheel. And we end up using this cart in order to ride down and push the troll out of the way in order to get to where we need to go. But what's interesting is the fact that we ended up replacing the broken wagon wheel with a shield.
That sign was asking for tips, and there was a metal pan to collect coins.
A shield in particular that happens to look a lot
look
like
tasty, but
the
I couldn't
blacksmith's.
compete in this tournament with a full stomach.
Yes, you're economically a sweet tooth. We know.
I liked this shop, so I gave them a tip. Just because.
A little cherry never hurt anybody. So yeah, that's the reason why I like shooting the shield. Okay, last shot.
I stumbled upon some kind of curiosity shop. Against the knickknacks was a little collection tray with a sign asking for tips. I could barely make out the names of these potions. While I was up for adventure, I didn't think randomly drinking potions was a good plan.
Ah, so you have a fascination with magic,
Nothing seemed to be brewing yet.
I remember when Paul Dugan joked about that in his LP of this game. It's a very weird line read. So you're
I thought
cautious
these
about
potions,
magic.
herbs, and other magical sundries were best observed from afar.
Don't look for that advantage unless you absolutely need it. Understandable. Oh, look, a table. That's rather nice. It's a nice little view. We don't see too often. So obviously, pertaining to the path that you may walk, your virtue of compassion, bravery, or wisdom, you get the choice of picking the table, the shield, or the bread. But we have made our choice. Let's go back.
Ah, a shortcut.
It's not that long of a walk, Graham, but if you insist.
Do I really have to hear the story about how you took forever to tiptoe across that fallen tree again?
No, I guess not.
You'll warm up to it. Anyway, here you go.
I thought this might do the trick.
A shield, eh? Whoa, it matches impeccably with the delicately crafted color scheme of this entire operation. Makes quite the
See?
bold statement. Mm-hmm, just like my shorts. This is perfect. I hope you didn't pay too much for it. Oh, wait, before my mind slips, I was able to procure an entrance ticket to the tournament. Since you so graciously found me a wheel, I am more than willing to sell it to you at a reasonably discounted rate. Are you interested?
Sure. Why
Oh,
not?
sounds good. I love a deal.
So do I, boy, so do I. If I see one, I'll let you know. Here you are. Now, let's Vamanusi from this meadowland, Mr. Fancy Cakes. It is go time. Mr. Fancy Cakes! Ah, heel! Halt! Avast! Stop! We sincerely hope you enjoyed your stay in our luxury cabin. Please gather your belongings and watch your head on exit.
Thanks for the hospitality.
No time to lounge, my boy! Lucky for you, the parade is halted. Another case of a mysterious missing bridge, I imagine. Watch your step. We wouldn't want any tears in that illustrious cape. Bon voyage, Buttercup! Don't
Yeah,
forget
he
about
could
us
steal from
working
you if
folk,
you didn't buy that ticket.
especially when your pockets are full of riches.
Back away, back away. This area is unsafe for commoners.
Are we dressed that poorly? Come on.
And then you cut down that rope, knock those guards into the river, and use your battle axe to score victory at the tournament.
Not that type of story.
She is so desperate for any sort of action. I love it. Her life must be so boring back home.
Hello. Apologies, I'm late. I should be on the list. First name Graham, last name...
The list, unfortunately, is inside the theater, which is across that bridge, which is inexplicably missing.
We've ordered a temporary fix, but we're still sorting out the work order.
Well, with all the recent budget issues, I remain skeptical about the repairs.
Well, can't those knights check the list?
Do you mean Kyle and Larry? They're off duty. Don't ask.
You needn't worry. These night hopefuls will figure out a solution soon, and then we can carry on with the auditions.
Well, but I am a hopeful knight. If you just step aside, I'm confident that I could find a way across.
Daventry Decree 6645 states that a royal guard, once commanded, must never, under no circumstances, abandon his post while on duty.
Well, technically,
Then
Addendum
soldier rule then.
237A allows us to leave if someone is in distress and in need of assistance, of a life or death nature.
I stand corrected. And we wouldn't want a repeat of the Rubenstern fiasco. A
Someone
tardy
died on your
auditionee,
watch?
however, hardly counts for distress. Sorry, but we can't leave our post. King's orders.
Lots of red tape in this land. Lots of rules.
Would an entrance ticket prove my worth?
Sorry, but the collection of entrance tickets will take place inside the theater.
Tree. With a beehive.
Come at me, bees!
Oh.
Stay off those rocks. It's dangerous.
Grab. Grab. You can't swim, honey.
Distress!
Abandon post!
You have to put your own life in danger in order to get them
Learn
out of the
how
way,
to
I
swim,
see.
boy.
Thanks for saving me.
You're welcome, lad.
He was talking to me.
I believe he was talking to me.
Nope, me.
Wouldn't be the first time I've corrected you.
How anyone could ever confuse you with me is mind-boggling.
Do you ever tire of being wrong?
He was talking to
I
me. This
love
tired
this gag.
argument is getting on my nerves.
No need to argue about the fact
Oh,
that I am-
boys!
Oh, not good.
Sorry to bug you, gentlemen. I've never been stung by bees, but aren't you guys wearing, like, heavy plate? So how is this hurting you so bad? Can bee stingers, like, poke through cloth and, like, get at the skin underneath? Well, they won't be a problem anymore regardless. Also, I don't think swinging your sword at is going to make them any less angry at you. If anything, it's going to make them even worse.
And then you chop down the tree full of angry bees?
Enough, Gwendolyn.
You do want to be rebellious, don't you? Huh. Another one of these, I see.
Another horn and another missing piece. I wasn't going to toot that horn anymore until I found the missing piece. Well, I did, but in silence.
Mind if I join your semicircle?
Let us big kids figure this one out.
I'm just a little guy. I got it.
Your hero is thinking. Well, I know the answer, but I want to see how all of you will solve it.
You sure about that?
You look like a little man who wants to do big things.
I am.
Leave me alone, guys. I'll figure this out by myself.
So, this is another controversial decision by the developers of this game. The fact that they did not make Graham immediately be buff and they made him kind of a scrawny dork, that was seen kind of as controversial back when this game first came out. Like, it was seen almost out of character, or like a betrayal to his original design. Because, of course, as we've seen in King's Quest proper, he's supposed to be strong and stoic and buff, and yet this guy is scrawny, he's dorky, he's silly. But that's not a bad thing. I think it makes him actually a little more likable, because he actually has a personality. He's not meant to be like this guy. He's meant to stand out and be relatable and be the underdog compared to everybody else.
Here, buddy.
If he was buff and stoic like everybody else here, then he wouldn't stand out. Rather jerkish, by the way. Rather jerkish. Terrible.
Well, he was quite the jerk. Am I right?
Uprooting a tree. How heroic. Anyone mind if I take 5?
Rather full of yourself,
Careful.
aren't you?
If you fall in, who will save you?
Well, this is a nice convenient place for this to land. There we go, steady,
Pardon
steady.
me.
Of course. Of course you, of all people, would take that opportunity in order to do that. What a day we've been having, huh, Squire?
All right.
Let's chop these roots down to size, shall we?
I left the hatchet lodged in the tree because I would not need it anymore.
Are you sure?
Quite sure. Everyone always asks about that hatchet. It gets a tad annoying.
Huh?
Oh. Right. Yeah, it's not instantly just a raft because you say it's a raft. You need them to tie those ropes to get those logs together. I understand.
Oh, did you see that? I was almost across. Anyone?
Don't help us. I'm intensely studying the various approaches of my competitors.
Uh-huh.
Anyone got any other ideas? Nope. Well, see you later.
Katakana, duku, na.
Right. Whatever you just said.
Stalama, duku, duku.
Translation? Do not disturb.
You understood that?
Huda, bagaga, duku, duku.
Oh, did you see that? I was almost across. Anyone?
Don't help us. I'm intensely studying the various approaches of my competitors.
Well, here's some rope. Let's be a friend with that, is always funny. Ooh. Well, that's pretty clever. A master archer, aren't you? You, get over here. Oh, that's terrible form. Oh. Like, how are you not putting a bad crick in your back trying to do that, Graham? Yeah. You're still learning.
You can't ignore me forever.
I don't mean to be rude, but I'm deep in thought. There has to be another way. Slow and calculated wins the race.
If you say so.
Probably not a good time for cordial introductions.
Fine. We'll go about this the old-fashioned way. We go about this our own way, I should say. Or we could break reality and timeline by going a different route.
I'm remembering this wrong. Wait a second.
You can only pull off that stunt once per save file. Obviously that's not what you're supposed to do. Because, well, someone else is taking that route. My initial thought upon seeing that initially was, oh, that was like a glitch or a bug or something that they just kept in because it was funny. But no, there's like a little shallow path there through the water. Hey there, little guy.
Hang on a sec. Graham, right?
Yes. How did you know my name?
Well, you'd be surprised at the information people give out when they're too busy thinking about their own agenda. I also observed that without you, no one could have made it across. Well done, Graham.
Thanks, I guess.
They'll never acknowledge it, you know. Those who use their minds over their biceps are never woven into the tapestries of time. I can tell you're like me, a creative thinker, an intellectual. To win this competition, you'll need to prove that your talents are more powerful than their strength, agility, and speed. You'll also need a friend.
I could really use a friend.
They call me Manny. Pleased to meet you.
So, friend, what's your favorite color? Do you like popcorn-flavored jelly beans? Because I do. What's your availability for sleepovers? Are we in a secret club?
Green. I prefer pizza-flavored. I'm free on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and I would say more of a secret alliance.
Alliance?
This competition will not be easy, and Daventry needs men like us. If we put our heads together, we might have a shot.
What's the plan?
If you win,
sure that's a good
put
idea?
a good word in for me with the king. And if I win, I'll do the same. Soon, we'll both be moving up the ranks in the castle together. We should head inside the theater, though.
Ooh.
Let me know how I can help.
Can we follow you up there? No. Too steep. Too narrow. I see. So Manny says that, like, those who use their minds over their biceps are never woven tapestries of time. In other words, that they're not really remembered or thought of fondly, but like, there are so many stories about trickster heroes, those who rely on their wits rather than their strength in order to get past obstacles. Like, there's mythology, there's folklore, there's fairy tales. There's so many stories out there that have clever heroes.
Players, to the front of the stage, please. Now that we have recovered our list, it is my duty to inform you that you are officially signed in. Yay. And I do want to apologize. I am very, very terribly sorry, but we've run out of commemorative tote bags.
That's not a problem. I have no use for tote bags. My mother designed my cape with lots of pockets. Is the next event about to start?
Not so fast, Pocket Boy. The tournament bylaws explicitly state that each contestant must complete every event before continuing on in the competition. Since you were late, you missed the test of chivalry and the welcoming parade. Both designed as light-hearted warm-ups and getting-to-know-you type exercises. You know, an icebreaker before we start in on the usual death, destruction, and duels of a cutthroat nature.
Don't forget about Amendment 70, Article 4.
I was getting to that, thank you. In the spirit of equal opportunity, the new rules state that you can schedule a make-up chivalry test if and only if the circumstances for your absence were extenuating. So, I will ask, what were your extenuating circumstances that made you late for the tournament?
Well, to be honest, we didn't know about the date change, that's for sure. That's definitely the honest answer. But also, I don't know what extenuating means, just gonna make us look like a dumbass, and no one wants that. I believe extenuating means like they were like an emergency, like you couldn't go even if you wanted to. But the breakfast answer I feel is the most in character. Because we already know this Gram's a sweet tooth, as all Grams are.
Well, my mom whipped up a stack of my special chocolate chip pancakes, and she never lets me leave the house until I finished all my breakfast.
I'll just pencil in Mummy's boy.
Yeah, that tracks.
Now, go on, mingle with the other contestants. Find out as much as you can about them, and when you're ready for the chivalry test, come and see me. Are you ready for the chivalry test?
Let's do it.
Question 1. Who is the only knight competing in the tournament that speaks multiple languages?
I'm going to deliberately fail this on purpose because I think it's funny.
Sir 10 of himself?
All right, next question. This knight hopeful hails from a land far outside of Daventry. Based on the odds, he is favored to win the competition.
Sirloin of Roast Beefington.
Okay, moving on. What is the full name of the fastest contestant in the competition?
How about, Sir Ver of Arrows Esquire?
I see. Last question. Who or what is the favorite companion of the strongest competitor?
Well, I know he likes stimulating conversation. Now, how did I do?
Okay, let's see here. Tallying. It looks like you got no answers correct. Why don't you go and mingle? Gather some more fun facts about your fellow competitors. Return to me when you're ready to take the test again.
We will. What were you doing? What were you doing?
Okay, I'm just gonna get through this. It's gonna be, waiting for you to see your special sweater.
What was that about a special sweater?
Hey, thanks for knocking that log over out there. Really. It gave me the opportunity to go on a lovely cruise.
Those nights were annoying me, and I wanted some alone time. Leave me be, little fly. You don't want to wake the bull.
Look, I don't want to be in this conversation any more than you do, but I missed the chivalry test, and I need to make it up. The faster we get this over with, the faster I can leave you alone.
Well, make it quick. then buzz off.
We could talk to you, but I'm gonna wait until we're ready.
I'll leave you be.
Go away.
Yakamata, Afamata,
Shreki, Afamata.
Shreki Makamaka Dunga Wakaka,
Du Shreki Nika.
Hornswoggle, Naga Naga, Shreki Hainga Makamaka, Ekaidris Ki, Ke, Dukacham
Look what they're saying.
Yakamata, Afamata.
And that's
Shreki,
probably both a benefit
Afamata.
and a detriment.
Shreki
For all we
Makamaka
know,
Dunga
it's conspiring against
Du
us.
Shreki Nika.
Hornswoggle. Oh, hey, Graham. We were just sharing some tips about the tournament. Let me know if you want the rundown about any of our competitors.
What can you tell me about Sir Loin of Roast Beefington?
I can tell you that sounds like a phony name. Who's giving you this false information? Did you just make that up? Go and introduce yourself to everyone. Then, come see me for the dirt.
What can you tell me about Sir Ver of Arrows?
That's funny, but you're not going to pass your chivalry test if you don't know anyone's name. Get to know thine enemies, Graham. Then we can chat strategy. Exposing their weaknesses will be the only way to win.
What can you tell me about Sir Ten of himself?
That's so inconsiderate. Although clever, these silly puns are not very becoming to a gentleman like yourself. Go meet everyone, then come talk to me. I've got a few tips to share.
I'm good.
Fair enough.
Thanks, Manny.
Goodbye! Shreki Hainga Maka Maka.
Hello, my name's Graham. Nice to meet you.
Achaka.
Rather serious, aren't you? I like that
So,
in the map.
where do you hail from?
Achaka.
I see. Sounds exotic.
Mm-hmm.
So, what type of arrows do you fly with?
Achaka.
Nice, nice. I prefer the hand-whittled sapling arrows myself.
As opposed to what? What else would you make arrow shaft out of?
Want to partner up? Show Daventry the power of dueling archers? What do you say?
Achaka.
Yeah, you're right. You'd probably just slow me down.
Yes, that's right. Just put him down gentle.
Good chat. I'm gonna get back to the chivalry test.
You see this one, little friend of mine?
Now for you.
What do you want?
I'm Graham.
No. No last names. I don't even want your first name.
And your name?
I'm known throughout the land as Circumference, but I am currently in the process of rebranding myself, starting with my name. You should call me Acorn.
Very well. Pleasure to meet you. Acorn here is voiced by Michael Leon Woolley.
What was your name again? Sir Fatso?
It's Acorn. Get it right or pay the price.
Yeah, don't dead name him, Graham.
What was that you were hiding in your paws?
Well, none of your business, feather boy.
Seriously, what are you hiding? Is it a snack?
Leave it alone, string bean.
I'll leave you be.
You need to get lost.
Michael Leon Woolley voiced Lewis and Princess and the Frog, and
I could feel the riches on the edges of my fingertips when it clasped shut. My arm was pinched between the treasure and its casing. I couldn't stay. If I did, I'd lose circulation and my limb would be lost. If I tried to remove my arm, it would be sliced from wrist to elbow. I didn't have much time. Then, a sharp snort erupted through the shadows. It heard me. There were no options. If that treasure was to be mine, I had to sacrifice my arm for the good of the rest of me. I flung my pinched arm downward as hard as I could. The treasure shook inside, but my arm remained. Footsteps. No time to run, no time to think, only action! I jumped off the wall and fell into a deep pit. A crash. Treasure everywhere. A yawn behind me. It was awoken. I scrambled to grab each piece and hurtled one into the darkness. It called out in pain as I heard its body crash to the floor. Treasure in hand, I escaped and adventured onward.
Oh, how delightful. And you escaped with all the treasure?
Yes.
Sure. You're a very animated fellow.
relished every last bit of that treasure. The flames danced right before my eyes. I couldn't go anywhere. They had me surrounded. I watched the flames grow, each ember reaching closer to my face. Then I knew there was a way out. I blew as hard as I could, countering that incendiary torture device and extinguishing each and every flame. The horde inched toward me, their cult-like call ringing through my ears. I leapt up and kicked one square in the throat, silencing his off-pitched blathering. The others, shocked by this sight, silenced themselves and bowed down to the hero you see standing in front of you.
What a happy adventure.
Of course
Seems
they
I tell
did.
this legend every year.
Oh, how can I be you?
There was no looking past him. Every corner of my periphery, he was there, awaiting to be acknowledged, stalwartly mocking me. There he stood, the largest beast I had ever seen. He called to me, staring me down right between my eyes. I raised my hands ever so slightly to ready myself, but I twitched, only for an instant, and he saw it. He gathered his troops and fortified his walls. We wrestled for days, squeezing the life from each other's souls. When we both could take no more, I somehow found the strength. Your hero mustered up everything inside him and pushed that beast over the edge. The beast's guts exploded everywhere, and I was left with the mess.
How do you do it?
What can I say? Adventure just burst through my skin.
Yeah, I don't believe a second of
Hey there,
that.
I'm Graham.
Charmed, I'm sure.
And your name?
What?
Well, I didn't catch your name.
What? Is this true? Surely you jest, Greg. What rock did you crawl out from? How do you not recognize this well-proportioned face?
Well, it's not Greg, it's Graham. And, of course, I know who you are. You're... Sir Ten of himself.
Cheeky. But now you're starting to bother me, Grant.
Well, I couldn't help it. No, but seriously, you're... that jerk who pushed me into the river.
Oh, yes, that silly feather does look familiar. Look at it. Like a limp piece of cheese. What you need, Gale, is an upgrade. Like my mane of excellence.
Hey, my mother gave me that feather. I might be silly, but you're...
A limp piece of cheese to insult someone's hat
Every
is
woman's
quite
dream.
the insult.
You got that right. The ladies love. Yeah. Who?
Oh?
Who do they love, Gabe?
It's not Gabe, it's... oh, never mind. Yes, your name... you're... going to have to wait 1 second. I'll be right back.
I'll be waiting right here, Garrett. The treasure that was within.
Here he comes.
Anyway, as I was saying, Michael Leon Woolley voiced Louis the alligator from Princess and the Frog. And he also voices Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors. Not the movie version, but the Broadway version.
Yes, Graham? You want some dirt on someone?
What can you tell me about Acorn?
I can tell you not to mess with those bullhorns in any strength competition. I shouldn't be telling you this, but I heard a rumor that the man keeps a pet squirrel under his belly. What kind of a weirdo does that? Imagine what else he's hiding under there. Neither of us is going to be able to match his strength. If we're going to oust him, we'll need to work together and expose his secrets.
How is that weird? He has a little buddy with him. He's just a gentle giant. Leave him be.
What can you tell me about Achaka?
I'm studying his every move. He should make any opponent quiver.
Ha!
You got me doing it now. He's fast, strong, and vicious with his bow. I'm trying to convince him to join our alliance, but the translation isn't quite working.
So, does Achaka have no weakness?
Manny. Goodbye!
Fast, strong, and vicious with his bow. He's gonna be tough competition to beat, that's for sure.
Clasped shut.
When we see you're suspicious. You again?
I know what you're hiding.
I, heard what you're hiding.
No, you didn't, Skinny Pants.
I did. I heard a rumor that a tiny squirrel pet lives under your belly.
What? Who told you that? I bet it was Whisper. He's the worst. His ego is the one thing I can't stomach. And she, well, she's not my pet. She's my friend.
Aww. Like I said, just a big old gentle giant.
Does your squirrel friend have a name?
I wish Whisper would keep his big mouth shut. Her name is Princess Madeline of Avalon. She's a proper lady.
What else is hidden in that belly?
The bones of a feather boy if you don't leave me alone.
I think you're hiding something else in there, but I'm not sure I want to find out. I'll leave you.
Yes. Have you remembered my name?
Whisper.
Correct. Well, Whisper's full name is Sir Walter Harris Ignatius Sally Percival Eduardo Ramon Jr. the Third, hailing from Modesto. But I'm sure a fan like you knew that. Would you like an autograph?
I don't seem to have any portraits on me.
Well, if you find one, I'll sign it, free of charge. Whisper loves his fans. Whisper loves the knighthood. Whisper loves thwarting evil. But most of all, Whisper loves Whisper.
As do we all. I should be getting back to my chivalry test now.
Don't go! Whisper can do it!
That's a nice thought, but I'm pretty sure those guards would never confuse you for me. I mean, your armor is pretty recognizable.
Whisper's armor is shiny because Whisper loves his own reflection.
Yeah, I get it. Good day, Whisper.
You make for a very poor knight, or very, very new at your job, then. Then again, knights are supposed to take good care of their armor, so what do I know?
Yes, Graham? You want some dirt on someone?
What can you tell me about Whisper?
Whisper? His feet might fly by without a sound, but his mouth never will. A shining star in his hometown, he hopes to rebuild his fan base in Daventry. I've heard
Not
he'll
expand?
do anything for the spotlight, and can never be outshined. People that arrogant are usually primed for a fall. Don't you think so?
Mm-hmm. Even the brightest stars gotta burn out sometime.
I'm good. Thanks, Manny.
Goodbye!
At last, the ivory monster unveiled itself.
There!
It bared its teeth in a grin wider than my arms could stretch. My heart stopped. An ear-piercing screech woke me from my daze, and I dove behind cover. It clawed its way toward me, howling as it tore through the others around me. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it. A voice rang out across the hushed forest. Its only words echoed through the barked masses. Do you whisper? In that moment, I knew. I did. I cried out, I do! I do want to live! And with that, I dashed past the lunging grasp of the monster's maids and minions and found that I was incredibly fast. Why, it was quite unbelievable. But not totally, right?
Oh no, that was amazing. And you lived to tell the tale.
Yes, it is me standing before you.
I just can't even. I would have been so scared.
Many are. Many freeze. But for me, well, I never freeze. I had nearly unearthed the treasure that was within.
That's quite the origin story. Yeah, Whisper's a fraud. Straight up. He's straight up a fraud. He exaggerates a little bit too much to be real. Like, even Graham's stories have at least a little bit of basis in reality. Graham doesn't do that. You know?
Are you ready for the chivalry test?
Let's do it.
Anyway.
Question 1. Who is the only knight competing in the tournament that speaks multiple languages?
Manny. We're friends, you know. We have kind of an alliance. Next question.
All right, next question. This knight hopeful hails from a land far outside of Daventry. Based on the odds, he is favored to win the competition.
A Chaka.
Okay, moving on. What is the full name of the fastest contestant in the competition?
Sir Walter Harris Ignatius Sally Percival Eduardo Ramon Jr. III of Modesto. I'm sure of it.
I see. Last question. Who or what is the favorite companion of the strongest competitor?
So, Whisper is the third. But he's also a junior. That means there's at least 4 generations of other Whispers out there. Pressure from your ancestors to become a hero like them, maybe?
Princess Madeline of Avalon. She sounds quite charming.
Okay, let's see here. Tallying. It looks like you got all the answers correct. Great job, Pockets. Now, we shouldn't keep your new friends waiting, should we? Let's start the show.
Welcome, everybody. You are all here to win a knight position on King Edward's court. But that's not all. As you all know, tragically, the king has no heirs. So, this position could very well lead to the crown of Daventry itself. Now, let's officially commence the competition part of the tournament.
Yay.
I do hope you've all made friends, because it's about to get nasty. The time has come to collect your entrance tickets.
Oh, over here! Over here, I got mine right here!
I'm sorry, I really am, but that is not an entrance ticket. In fact, from up here, it looks like a sweaty piece of cloth. Oh, probably just a snot rag.
Underdog.
Each night hopeful will need to bring back to the theatre, dum-dum-dum-dum, one eye of a hideous beast. And, due to Proclamation 1748.2, it will actually need to be a hideous beast. Not like last year. No adorably cute, fuzzy or tiny creature eyes will be accepted. Thank you.
Whisper!
There are many hideous eyes to find in Daventry. We urge you to take this opportunity to show us your skills. We want to know what's in your heart, how you think, and how you react in the face of danger. You might not believe all that can be interpreted from one eye, but we will still judge you all the same. Now, everyone, go forth and claim thine eyes.
Understood.
Whisper!
Ooh.
Whisper can do it.
So, Whisper is voiced by Richard White. Richard White does not really have much in terms of a filmography list, but he does have a prominent role in Beauty and the Beast. He was Gaston, and he's been Gaston ever since. So now you understand where that pompous attitude comes from. Also, Acorn, how were you able to cross this safely? You're rather big and heavy. How'd this thing not break under your weight?
Watch your step, kid.
Oh, thanks.
I know it ain't fancy, but it'll have to work for now. Amaya Blackstone, nice to meet you.
Graham, the pleasure's mine. It's nice to see all these bridges are getting fixed.
All these bridges? No, kid. This contract is over. Daventry can't afford me anymore. They can't even afford oil for the crumbler over there. My own invention, of course.
Oh, what does a crumbler do?
It lifts, it chops, it crumbles. Most importantly, it brings in the monies, which are desperately needed. Been kind of rough around here lately.
Seems that way. Daventry's been an interesting experience so far. Different from what I read in my travel books. Honestly, I'm starting to wonder if it's for me.
Don't worry, kid. It's not you. This kingdom's been going downhill ever since the Queen died. And now, with the bridges out, no one can get into Daventry. It's really quiet. I hate the silence. I'm a woman of action, if you couldn't tell. Quiet towns don't pay the bills.
I can see that.
Well, I should get going. Perhaps someone's wandered into my shop. If you make it there, come say hi. I'm on the left.
To end things off, Amaya's voice actress is Zelda Williams, as in the daughter of Robin Williams, and also the voice of Kuvira from The Legend of Korra. So that's pretty cool. But I think we're going to end things off for today here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining me here. Next time, I think it's time that we start our search for an eye of a hideous beast or otherwise.